why Ozzy was gone, but
Yeah,
is
Ozzy was
Tiffert
in
working inside?
Miami. Yeah, Tifford was inside.
Is this whole group kind of going to make the trip, or are you also going to make some decisions before Monday?
There's a few guys out of this group that won't make the trip. Yeah, so we still need to talk to some players. Yeah.
Is it nice finally getting Brad and Eddie and Adam back on the team?
Yeah, it's nice having everybody, back. I mean, Brad and Eddie came back yesterday, so we told them they didn't need to train and all that. And Adam just got in last night, so he just took part in the warm up, and we let him go inside at that point as well. So it's good to, just have those guys back. You can tell the spirit of the team, has picked up a little bit as well. I thought today was a good practice. The guys played with a lot of enthusiasm, and, we got a lot of work out of it as well.
It's a busy off season for you. How much were you able to follow what they were doing with their national teams?
I mean, obviously, you watch the national team game like everybody else did, and talked to Brad, talked to Eddie a couple of times while they were in camp and so forth. Saw the Canada game, talked to Jurgen a couple of times. So, followed it from a distance. Maybe I get to hear a little more than the regular fan, but pretty much just like every other fan.
Were you surprised what Brad was able to kind of do, go full 90 against Canada, and then also be a part of the squad that went to Honduras?
No, I've always had a lot of faith in Brad, and I think what he showed the national team is that he had that versatility that he's always shown here, and so his ability to play, inside in midfield, to play wide in midfield, to play outside back. I think they even trained him a day or two at center back. So I think that's something that's helped him, and it's something that might make him, and for them have some value as they move forward as well.
Would center back, I mean, is that something you're intrigued with here?
I I played him there a long time ago in 2005 when he was with the under-20s with me. I played him back there, so we've played him back there a couple of practices already. So we know he has the capability to play there if that's something that we need as well.
I mean, a lot of coaches have played him at right back also, you included. I mean, is that a position that, he might be best at, or kind of how do you evaluate that for him?
It's not a bad position for him. You want Brad to be in a position where he can use his strengths, and one of his strengths is that he's got good endurance. He can get up and down the field. He can cover ground, so you can do that in the middle of midfield. You can do that as an outside back. So sometimes it all depends. It depends on what your team needs. What strengths you have. How you put it together to get the best players on the field that makes the best team.
Can you talk a little bit about what you want to get done with these 2 weeks coming up, and maybe the advantage of playing in the Diamond Cup?
Well, the next 2 weeks, the most important thing for us now is just to really put the pieces of the team together. To work now on our team shape defensively, to work on our offensive cohesion and understanding, to get the pieces of the puzzle on the field together. Who are we going to play up front next to Eddie right now in the short term? Who we're going to play in the back right now next to Kennedy. Those are some of the immediate questions that we got to answer in the next 2 weeks, and see where we're at as we start the season. In the opening game of the season, we don't have Birch; he's out, and so we have to be prepared for that.
The people in Tucson sound like they're kind of interested and maybe intrigued by the possibility of being sort of a cactus league for soccer. Would MLS benefit from that kind of thing?
Yeah, I think it's good. I mean, if it becomes a destination point where fans know they can go, and fans know that, hey, in these 2 weeks, and I think right now you've really got the Disney event going on the East Coast, and then you've got the Tucson Friendlies as well, or their tournament. So you're really starting to establish that, and I think that's great because it gives the fans an opportunity to go someplace, get some into maybe a warmer climate, and gives them something fun to do. I know if I was a fan, I'd enjoy it. I'd like it.
Jose indicated that I was trying to secondhand information, maybe thinking about the preseason schedule going forward, what you liked about this year, and was there something that you maybe weren't pleased with? He mentioned maybe Casa Grande, something about not being pleased with the isolated nature of it. I'm trying to. No. I mean, are you kind of happy with how the preseason schedule is now?
No, I mean we're happy with our preseason schedule. Preseason's a little shorter than it has been in years past. From that standpoint, for us, it's been a while since we've been in the situation where we're missing a number of guys for national teams. That was something I had to go through all the time when I was coaching the Galaxy, so you sort of get used to that. So that was a little bit different in this preseason as well, and so that's why I opted maybe to play a few less games at the beginning. So overall, we'll probably play less games going into the season than we have in the past. But you know, pleased with everything. You know, we wanted Casa Grande has always been our destination to sort of concentrate and work on fitness, and that's what it was this year as well.
It's your second day with Shalry as a part of the camp. What are your thoughts on him and how he's working into the system you have?
Well, you know, I mean, it's right now. I mean, it's not about working into a system. It's just taking a look at him and see where he's at. I mean, obviously, it's very evident that he hasn't trained in a while. It's evident that he's very much behind physically as well. You know, he still needs to make improvements in that regard. You can see little sparks of obviously what Shalry has brought over the years. That's why he was a best 11 player. But you know, he's still a ways away from that form. And you know, so having him here for a couple of days of training gave us a chance to evaluate him and see where he is, how far he is away from what we think is his top form, and he gets a chance to see where he's at, because obviously Chivas didn't have him train there, so he needed to measure himself. So there were some good spots, but there's also still a lot of growth and improvement for him, because you know, he knows the caliber of player he is and what he's played at in the past.
But absent a deal, he does not continue on into Tucson?
Yeah. I mean, there's, you know, I mean, well, I'm sure we're going to sit down and we'll talk to them, but there's a lot of hurdles to jump over and hoops to go through, you know, in order to make that happen. And so for us right now, it was just the opportunity to look at them and see if there's anything that's there. So right now, I have absolutely no idea. You know, I'm sure there's a number of other teams that probably have an interest in him, but it's all going to come down a little bit to what what Chivas wants to do, what Shalry wants to do as well. But at the end of the day, it's something that you know, it'd be great if it happens. The expectations are no, you know, that's probably not going to happen.
That he's not going to travel, or that he's not going to join.
Both. Yeah.
But I mean, what y'all already worked out with Chivas was look at him for 2 days, not look at him for 2 weeks.
Well, we worked out is to look at him for a couple of days. Yeah, that's what we worked out.
Do you have any updates on Yanni or Carrasco? Did you have a chance to talk with the doctor?
Yanni's still in the boot a while. Carrasco started to up-train today, so we're hoping up-train today instead of taking the day off, do something tomorrow, Monday, and then he should be full in training on Tuesday.
I'm Kyle Beckerman.
I'm Landon Donovan.
I'm Dwayne De Rosario.
We love soccer. We train hard, we play hard, and we support with passion.
When it comes to discrimination, we don't cross the line.
No bullying, no racism, no sexism, no homophobia. No excuses, no exceptions.
Don't cross the line. If you're playing, training, supporting, or coaching, don't cross the line.